If they can't kill me, leave these children, God will take care of them.
Finances has always been the backbone of every problem in this world.
There will be war, there will be crisis, there will be battle, there will be a lot of things.
Hi, I'm Emmanuel. I've been married for 11 years now.
Hi, my name is Pastor Mrs. Mary Sampson. I've been married for the past 15 years.
Hey guys, I am Baya and I've been married for 2 years.
Hi guys, my name is Ashafe Dogo and I've been married for a year now.
My partner can remain friends with their ex when we are married.
Yes, my partner can remain friends with his ex while we are married. Why I'm saying this is because I know the maturity level of my partner. You know, when you break up with somebody, the first thing that is eliminated is intercourse, sex. So, outside intercourse, there are other things we need to achieve in life, okay? We talk about business and lots more.
I'm of the opinion that my husband can remain friend with his ex based on the fact that he cannot keep malice with anybody. Because the Bible says we should learn to forgive one another. There is no way keeping malice. So he can remain friends with his ex. There is no problem about that. Because one, I understand who my husband is. I believe who he is. When he says yes, I believe that yes is yes. And when he says no, I believe the no is no. That is the way I look at it. And at the same time, there are some ex with negative intention, and there's some ex with good intention. So you, as a partner, must find out this ex that is coming into the life of your partner, is it with the negative intention or with the positive intention? So these are the things you need to find out. But even as much as we have already committed our marriage into the hands of God, we believe that the ex cannot do anything negative. Even if the ex plans negative, it will not work. Why? There is a level of forgiveness and there's a level of, coming together without keeping malice with one another. Now, we want to say that this ex we are talking about could be of help to him in one way or the other that will bring, something good to the marriage. So there is nothing wrong with my husband, being a friend to the ex. There's nothing wrong about that.
Whoever comes to your way is a tool in the hand of God to bless us, to make our lives better. You don't know where the opportunity can come. If it happens to be someone you had a relationship with before, fine. But the relationship might not be as how it used to be. Why? Because of how I am in the house. Most of these mishaps we have outside is from the roots. There's a popular word in English that says charity begins at home. Whatever you want to happen outside must begin in the house. So I'm of the opinion that I will also have whoever cheats or whoever goes about cheating is because that person is lacking something. That is why he's going elsewhere to get it. So if I should give my wife whatever she needs, cheating will not be an option outside. So the ex is just another human being from same planet, sharing the same race. I believe so.
I disagree. Join them.
God, I don't feel do that kind of thing, because hey, if person name my husband, say you be ex, you dey whine me, if you try him, come, you won't call him my guy, if you try that kind of rubbish with me now. Me, like, okay, you will be my husband, you feel let me be friends with my ex. No, you if you try me now. You don't marry me. Now me and you inside this thing now. You know fit go near your ex. They whine me. If you try him. If my husband comes home to tell me, babe or whatever, this company that I went to apply for this or that, this is the person that owns the company or the manager or whatever. Can I will approve. I will tell him yes, but I will need to check them very well, because anything will concern ex, see, if you leave your wife with in ex for one room, they fit do something. This ex matter me, they like am. I tell you truth. I hate it. I don't like it, because it gets some kind of ex we don't want move on.
My point is that we are friends in the sense that we don't have any issue together. We are at peace with each other, okay? We don't need to talk every day, but when we see each other, we speak very peacefully, we don't have anything going on. Like, there's no issue at all. So that is my definition of being friends, like my partner being friends with his ex.
There should be a boundary. The ex supposed to know that this friend of his or hers is already married. then there's nothing wrong in checking, oh, hello, just wanted to say hello to you, and just move on. Just not to keep malice, but just to be at peace. There is nothing wrong. One can be of help to one another, and as life goes on. But there must be boundaries. There must be demarcation. Now that you are married, don't come in too close. Be afar, but don't keep malice.
I still disagree, because when you try that, when you give that chance, what if the ex wants your husband back? You understand? Because like me, I cannot be friends with my ex after getting married. And once you call me, if I'm with my husband and you say you are my ex and you call me, you explain why you called. Because there are some guys that doesn't take that, and there are some guys that hate ex. Anything like ex, they don't like it. So when you give that chance, like, oh, you can, who called you? It's my ex, so she just called to check up on. How will you even feel safe? She just called to check up on me, or she no, I can't take that, please. So don't even come close.
I kind of buy her opinion. I buy her opinion because I've had ex too, and I still keep cordial relationships with them, and it gets to a point where some of those ex were like, what did you see in this your wife that you got married to self? When questions comes like that, and you kind of see the person's intention, it's not holy at all. So it boils down to discipline. Whatever you guys, because there's no man, no woman that will not say, once you see that ex, one moment will not come back to you. They didn't wipe your head. You only broke up. So that is why at times it's good you guide yourself away. If you can't manage situations like that, it's not good. I'm speaking from a matured mind. What you ought to do with whoever that is called an ex should be very official, full stop. If you go the other contents, wires will spark. And when wires spark, you might not remember home. And when you don't remember home, your house is broken. And when your house is broken, you are done for.
I don't think a man that marries you would allow you as a woman to still keep your ex. Men are highly and very, very jealous. They will not allow their wives to keep the ex. But a man can always keep his ex and will tell you as a wife, don't bother, there is no problem, we broke out, we just want to be at peace, there is no more intimate relationship. And you as a woman, what will you do? You accept it, you take it because you are the wife. But the man will never allow you as a wife to maintain your ex. God forbid, talk less of calling you and see that this phone call is from your ex-boyfriend. There will be war, there will be crisis, there will be battle, there will be a lot of things. So this ex you are talking about is mainly on the male side and not the female side.
So what if now this your ex, somebody that is in the same line of business with you? So you need this person one way or the other. So that's where we talk about discipline. Okay? We talk about maturity. You know your limits. You know where you stop. This person should try and be able to respect that, okay, now you're a married person, so we end everything here. Okay, let's just grow up. But then if you realize that, you need to also know the kind of ex you're dealing with. If you see that your ex is somebody that, this one no go grill, then avoid such a person. I think you can always find somebody else to work with.
Finances should be kept separate in marriage.
I look at a joint account as putting all your eggs in one basket. Anything can happen to the basket, and at the same time you can miss all your eggs. So what I'm thinking, what I'm suggesting, that there's nothing wrong in couples having separate accounts. I have my separate account, my husband has his own separate account. Take for instance, if there is no network in the joint account you're having, there's no way you can withdraw your money. Take for example, Heritage Bank is going off. Supposing both of us had an account in Heritage Bank, it means we will not do anything. So I look at it as the husband having his own account, the wife having her own account. But that doesn't mean both of us should be able to know the amount of money we have in each our different accounts. So I don't subscribe to having a joint account.
It's ideal if both couples should have different accounts But different in the sense that it mustn't really be that it's going to be a selfish different account. Like you have your money, I have my money. While it's done that way, or while I'll prefer it that way, it's so as to, have a supportive base. For instance, I could be responsible for something, and in the middle of it, I don't know, I get short of funds. It's like me having a plan B in the plan A. The plan A is the marriage. Your account happens to be the plan B. Maybe it could be joint later, but at least for a start, a marriage that's between 3, 5, or 10 years plus could start with separate accounts. Then later, when we now have other projects, meaningful projects to do together, we can execute a joint account.
I really don't see a need for there to be a joint account even in the future. You get. Now, having a separate account, each person is independent when it comes to finances. Okay? And when I say being independent, you have to. This is a family. We are in this together. So each person is running this affair. This person runs this affair. And then in the future, if we say, okay, we want to do a project together, another account should be created. Then we send money to it, but not us having a joint account. I feel that's going to create issues dependent on the other person. So I am really not of the opinion that couples should have a joint account in marriage.
In the aspect of joint accounts, if you happen to bring the aspect of joint account in your first 10 years of marriage, you're bound to run into a very big problem, because finances has always been the backbone of every problem in this world. So having a joint account in your first 10 years or the early aspect of your marriage is hazardous. Be that it may, it is also a good thing if you should encourage it in your later part. That is when this joint account is tagged. For instance, you have an account joined for a structure. For instance, you want to travel out. They have a joint account where you can make donations to finance such project. But having it initially. Now, why I propose a joint account after, let's say, 10 years of marriage is because by then, you people are used to yourselves. You're used to your pros and your cons. People are used to your differences. People know how this other person's financial consumption is. You people know how this other person's elaborate lifestyle is. And definitely, out of your separate account, you can come and collaborate, having a joint account just for a project, of which if you can continue after the project, fine. If you can't continue after the project, fine. So the aspect of joint account, that is what I propose it to be. Let's play up a scenario. Supposing it happens that during you guys operating the separate account, you find out that your spouse has an account with a huge sum of money, and regardless of you people's financial status, poor financial status, and this your spouse is not letting go or is not letting you know, or you don't even have a know about it, how would you feel when you realize that such thing is happening?
1, I'll be surprised. 2, I have to tolerate it. I have to bear it. And we now come to an agreement on what to use the money for. Now that he has been able to disclose this amount of money, that there is money in another account, which I didn't know. Now that I've known, we have to come to an agreement. How do we use the money? There's no point being angry or, about it.
If I should find out that my partner has money that I don't know anything about, I'll feel really bad, because I'll feel used, and I'll also feel that he doesn't love me. Because when you love someone, you tell her. When you love your wife, you tell your wife everything, because anything can happen at any time. So that's why you need to tell your wife everything about you. So I really feel very bad about knowing that my partner has money somewhere, and I even find it out myself. He didn't tell me, so I really feel very bad.
If I get to find out that my partner has money somewhere and he never told me about it, I'll be pissed. Yes, I'll be very, very annoyed. Because in as much as we are operating separate accounts, we are one family, we are working together to grow this family together. So why won't you tell me? And I'm even finding out myself. That means you don't trust me. Yes, you don't trust me. But then at the end of the day, we are going to resolve it because he will have to apologize. And I'll sure forgive him. Let's use the money together. Yeah.
To me, I expect anything from my spouse. I expect anything. And I think marriages should be like that. You see, where you have divorces and other chaos in the marriage is because nobody is prepared for anything. He's a complete human being, a different entity coming to stay with you for the rest of your life. So I expect one or two things to comfort. I expect a level of biasness. I expect a level of uncertainty. So when it springs forth, as the year runs by, I have to accommodate them and go ahead. So having separate accounts to start with, something of such is expected to happen. That's my own opinion about that.
Couples should live together before marriage. I don't agree with this statement.
In the aspect of living together, I have a word for it: cohabitation. It's very dangerous, especially when you want to proceed to being a couple. Why it's dangerous is because there is a context that will be breached, which is familiarity. And once that context is breached, it is not possible for you to see the value of the other person on the long run. That is why I don't advise it. We humans are used to what we see all the time. And at that, we lose value for those things in a very rapid form. So, cohabiting before marriage is not coupling, is not a preamble to marriage. It shouldn't be advised. That is why, according to my faith, courtship is much preferable. Though there is a thin line, but I think courtship is much better. So cohabiting is not something I advise, and it's not good.
Some ladies and some guys they'll say, oh, I want to stay with this person to know the person's character. You can know someone with it. Let me see, you can just, for me, it takes me just one day to know someone, the kind of person you are. So I can't just stay with you for years or for 3 years just to know your character before getting married to you. So it's very wrong.
Some would say, okay, we are living together, so we get to know each other. No. Living together doesn't guarantee you knowing this person completely. That is why you get married. Along the way, you get to know each other more. That's where you get to explore together. But you now coming to stay together, whatever after 10 years, you don't get to know the person more. New side of the person keeps unveiling, and that's your time wasting. So I don't advise anybody to live together with another person before they get married, so that you don't waste your time, you don't waste your energy, because while you're married, you have to tolerate a lot of things. You have to forgive, so what's the point of wasting time just living together rather than being married and wasting all the time? So that's it. Thank you.
I want to say that there is no problem in courtship, because courtship, there'll be a designated place for you people to meet outside, not in the secret, but in the open, for others to see what you are doing. Some churches do give a duration of 3 months or 6 months for courtship. And they will tell you where to meet, but not to meet in your secret homes and rooms. That is courtship. They will give you people to advise you and so on and so forth. But cohabitation, like staying together for months, for years, before getting married, is not right. From the word of God, it is not right. But some people are practicing it now. But you later discover that in the process of staying together, there will be a lot of confusion, there will be a lot of crisis. The man can even stay together with you and keep another relationship outside while you're wasting your time inside without knowing. So that's always at the end of it, or you'll be thrown out. That's why you see some people getting offended. Even after getting married, this one will come and say, you stayed with me for so many years, and after that I was abandoned. And the person become angry and move ahead to do something devilish, can even kill the man or the woman or make sure they don't get married. It's as a result of them staying together, believing so well that one day they will get married, but one day they got separated.
If you say, okay, you need to live together with somebody to get to know them before getting married. So by the time you now stay with this person for how many months, maybe 5 months, years, and then at the end of the day, you get to see that you guys are not compatible enough to be together. You move on to another person. So if you want to keep practicing this, how long do you intend to, go on with it? So it's best you just get married and get to know each other better. That's when the relationship is fun to me. Thank you.
When you want to do that, you might be giving birth, and at the end of the day, you might have like 8 children, or you might even have 6, because you just want to learn this person's character to see if you can cope with him when you are married. you can have children, seriously, and at the end you might not be. You can, maybe you will never marry you now, and then later you just live with your children. That is it. So it's very
Yes,
wrong. I cannot, seriously, because you will later live with your kids, and you will go out having another affair with a young girl, like thinking, your this thing is not really well, your body. And when you give birth, I think there are some things mothers do experience, you understand, when you might lose something. So when he sees that, he will go out like looking for fresh, yeah. So don't try it. It's really bad.
Yes, another issue is that you can stay together with a man for 1, 2, 3 years without giving birth, without getting pregnant. And the man will look at you and say, if I've stayed with you for 3 years, you are not pregnant, then you will not be good for marriage. And push aside. Oh, yes. Yes. So things like that do happen. And some people do get frustrated and disappointed at the end of staying together.
One of my core reasons for not admitting cohabitation is because if you notice what is happening now, most people practice what they are supposed to do in their first 3 years of marriage in a relationship. First 3 years or let's say the first year of marriage. In the anniversary mood of marriage, the first year is termed as paper. That's if you go into marriage psychology, the hurdle is that if you can surpass the first year, you can surpass the next 4 years, because that first year anniversary is referred to as paper. So that period now, you know how volatile paper is. We can't say whether yours is tissue paper or yours is carbon paper, but it is termed paper. Paper in the sense that it is exposed to a lot of harsh conditions. Water could pour on it. It depends on how you maintain the paper. It gets dry and you continue. Now, most of these things that we do in relationships, cohabitation and all those stuff, those things are supposed to happen in the first 1 to 3 years of marriage, where you see this thing different. Say, what would you do? It's my husband. Well, let me change. Maybe if I change, you keep on adjusting for the first 1, 2, 3 years. Before you know it is 5 years, and like, when he does something, this was what happened the first year. You look over it. It has happened before. And before you know it, you get used to this character. Someone that normally, when you were single, you will not, no. But because he's your husband, you can't run off. So these are the things that are supposed to happen in marriage, not before marriage. One other thing about marriage is there's something you cannot rule out of marriage. In marriage, there's something called compromise. You cannot happen to be in a successful or a vital, a well-nourished marriage without compromising. You must compromise with your spouse. I happen to be this type of person. Very upright, clean, I keep my things in order, I don't scatter. I am hygiene, number one. Do I cook? In my kitchen, I don't cook in a dirty kitchen, I this or that. But believe me, who I got married to is the opposite. And I've successfully stayed with this fellow for 11 years now. How do I cope? At first, it was torso. You come back home and the first thing you start shouting, very stressed. You're like shouting this, that, this, that. I found out that, man, high BP is right beside me. So all I need to do is
Compromise.
I come and see a dirty clothes, I see an undies, I see a dirty pot, I jump over it and get to the next available platform, I lay myself down and sleep. One thing in marriage, compromise. There is no successful couple that will not tell you that he or she has not compromised in one stage or the other of marriage. That's just it.
In marriage, it is said for better, for worse. So marriage is like a package, if I want to say. You have a birthday, somebody just parcel something and give to you. No matter what you see inside that parcel, that is your own gift. So marriage is like that. When you get into marriage, anything you see, that is your parcel, that is your gift. You take it the way you see it. Some people do make mistake. Oh, this my husband is a drunkard. When I marry him, it will change. I will change him. Nobody can change anybody. Just marry the person the way the person is. If the person needs to change, my brother is talking about compromise. It's because the person has just made up his or mind to change. But for you to say, when I get married to him or her, I will change her, I will change him, it's not possible. That's a mistake some people do make. It's not possible. Marry the person the way the person is. That's what they are trying to say. Don't stay together before getting married. Marry and stay together. Whatsoever you see is your own gift.
I will stay with my partner for the sake of the children despite an unhappy marriage.
A turbulent relationship, will I stay? Or when the marriage is not rosy, will I stay? I have a very hideous background. And before I had my first child, I told myself that I would never give any of my children stepmothers. When you make that decision, that means whatever happens in that house, you have to stay. That's personal. I would never give any of my children stepmothers because I had a stepmother. And you know the Nigerian context of a stepmother. I don't need to explain. This picture is all over. As long as you're a Nigerian, when you hear stepmother, you have just 1 out of 1,000 that is good. The remaining 999 are purely typical stepmothers, regardless of the race. So, I can stay in an unstable marriage because of my children. I have certain decisions I have made because of my children. Aside unstable marriage, I don't leave town when a child is below 5. That's my decision. Whatever happens outside town, I don't leave town. Below 5, 0 to 5. As long as the children are there in the house, they are me, I am them. I go nowhere, I stay there. If my wife happens to be the first generation of Jezebel, I stay there with her. I don't go to anywhere. That's my own personal decision. I don't care whatever anybody says. That is just me.
The first essence of marriage was and is still for companionship before the children. Children is secondary. And I would say that marriage is based on understanding, tolerance, endurance, and forgiveness. And as a woman, you must have what is called shock absorber, meaning nothing takes you unawares. The moment you see turbulent times coming into your marriage, the first person you contact, not your father, not your mother, not even your pastor, but God. He is the foundation of the marriage. That unstable marriage can be brought together with your prayers, with your attitude as a woman, with your behavior, with your character. So that is what I'm saying, that no matter, it is you as a woman that will make your marriage to work. If you say this marriage is not working, if a woman says this marriage will not work, it will not work. But if a woman says this marriage is working, it must work. Because we as women, we have the keys to make the marriage to work.
I disagree. Join them.
You know, there are some men that do hide their characters, that their true color. I don't beat, I can't beat you, I love you, all those things. They are lying, you know. Lie, they are lying. See, by the time you are married, like you are married to them, like after 2 or 3 years, and you start seeing this character, and he will start hitting you, and once he tries it once, you forgive him, he will plead, oh, I'm sorry, please, I will never touch you again. He's lying, Another, when you offend him again, he will surely beat you, and he can even break your head. So me, I go run, here, Jesus. Once you just beg me finish like this, I'm sorry, baby, I will not touch you again. By the time you come back home, when you are begging me, make sure you don't leave the house. Lock me when you're going out, because before you come back, you will not even see anything. You not see me, because I go run. Because me, I dey run for my life before person go kill me. If I wan stay with my husband, my toxic husband, because of my children, okay, if they come kill me, leave these children, who go take care of them? So I gats carry my children run, and me, I no fit keep my children give any man.
I can't stay in an unhappy marriage because of my kids. No, I cannot do that because I need to think about myself. If I want to make my kids happy, I need to be alive for that to take place, okay? Okay. When we say unhappy marriage, I mean, if we are going through a lot, no wahala, we'll go through a lot together. But when that, for better or for worse, when that worse comes to the point of him raising his hand on me or him doing something that's going to threaten my life, no, I'm not going to stay in that kind of marriage because my life is important. My children's happiness is very important. So if I am not happy in that marriage, how will my kids be happy? They cannot be happy because them seeing their mother going through so much, how they won't be happy. So no, I'm going to live with my kids. Okay. If he hits me, I will leave. I will live with my kids. I'm not going to take it.
I want to say there is no smooth marriage. Now that you are running out, you still get involved with another man. And now that you are going out, the word of God says, if your husband is still alive, you have no right to get married to another person. When you do that, you are committing adultery. And you don't want to commit adultery because you want to go to heaven. So the only way out is for you to continue with this man, except otherwise you want to kill him. Now, if you kill him, you become a killer and you are a murderer and you go to prison. Now, some of us women, we like talking a lot. And there are some men who do not like that. Like my husband, if you make the first statement, the second one, the third one, it will tell you that you are making too much noise in his ears. And he doesn't like that. So what you have to do is that I have to avoid making too much noise in his ears so that he will not be unhappy. So what I'm trying to say, let us look at the sources, the causes of this unhappy marriage. There are some women, I don't like this. The woman will still do it. I have a cousin. The man is very neat. He does not want things to be scattered in the house, just like what my brother said.
Yeah, like me.
But the wife is the opposite. The wife will come back, throw the clothes on the bed. From the parlor, everything is scattered. You see a pot on top of the table in the parlor, and that is what the husband hates. As a result of that, the husband will look at into the house and say, mommy, dad, kiddo, and we'll go out. Until today, as I'm talking to you, they are not happy at all. Why? The wife has refused to follow the husband's instruction. And the husband has refused to accept the wife the way she is. So let us see, the main issue is that what is the cause of the unstable marriage? What is the problem in the marriage? Let's solve the problem and we'll live happily. A man will not just wake up and start beating you and start slapping you. He's not mad. There are things that will trigger him to beat you up. So why don't you abstain from those things so that you will not be beaten? And we fail to understand that whatsoever we are doing in marriage, the children are watching. So you have to be very, very careful in what we are doing. Mom, whatsoever that will make dad to beat you, stop it. One will not stop it. I used to tell women, don't date a man. If you're a man, just come and slap me. He will slap you many times because he's a man. He wants to prove to the fact that he's a man. He wants to prove to you that he's a man. So don't try as much as possible to be equal with the man. No. The word of God says wives should submit. It's after the submission that the love will now come in. Without the submission, the love will not come in.
Two people need to work together for there to be a solution. And Mama, now you're just painting the whole scenario that it is always the women that are the reason why the man will now behave violently toward the woman.
That's not what I'm saying.
No, from what you're saying, okay.
Okay.
So if now, let's say maybe we are going through financial crisis, and or one thing or the other, maybe the man lost his job. Some men, the way they behave is not because of the wife. So women try their best to ensure that their marriage is stable. That's why some even go to the point of dying in that marriage just to ensure that their marriage is stable. And what will happen? The child will get affected at the end of the day. So when you're in an unhappy marriage, no wahala. Work together, look for a solution. But when it gets to the point that it's threatening to your life, you leave, because your children are important. Because you staying in such unhealthy environment is also going to affect your child mentally. It will affect them in school. It will affect them growing up. They'll grow with a certain mentality. You get my point? So we need to raise our children in a healthy environment in order to have a healthy society, because whatever we do at home, however the children grow up, it's going to affect the society at the end of the day. So we are looking at the family, we're looking at the society.
Whatever your husband does, or the male boy will surely copy it
Yes.
from the man. Because if the man doesn't beat the wife, and maybe because there are some men that get angry in every little argument they have with their spouse or whatever, then now they will start beating you up and down. And secondly, there are some men that get angry when they don't have money. When they don't have money, they are always angry. Maybe when they see something that they can buy with their money, or how maybe they are thinking on how they will take care of their wives and their school fees and a lot of things, because they are the head of the families. And when they don't have this thing, they will be angry. And anything you say to them can raise and whatever, they can even kill you. And look at that woman that died, that her husband killed. So no, if she left since, she won't be there. She would have still be alive for her children, but now because she wanted the best for her children, she wanted to stay with her children. She didn't want to leave the marriage. Now she's dead now. So no matter what you do, just try. As a man, don't carry your hand beat me. You guys try, comport yourself. Any kind small issue where you like, even though they say for you, say you go beat woman, no be every time. You understand? No be every time you go dey beat woman. Now some men don't mature pass all those kinds. They go just come out, leave you for house. I get some kind guy where they go carry their clothes. Where you dey knock, you dey talk. I will kill you. Come and beat me. You are not a man. Touch me. If you don't slap me, they will just look at you, say, see this one. You dey find person wey go kill you. Come out for here, they will just carry cloth. Come out. There are some men like that. But you see this one, we don't grow up for village, where the village this thing don't enter their body. They go beat you to stupor. They go drag your leg, carry your leg up. They drag you. They fit even come on you for outside. So all those kind men, no. Instead, there are some things that you can stay away from, to avoid being beaten. You can avoid them. You understand? So your husband will not beat you. But there are some kind men that will still beat you. No matter what, I'm telling you that today, they will still beat you no matter what. Sometimes they have someone outside that is dear to them and they love the person and they want you out of their house, and you are saying that you will not leave. Then they will tell you they will kill you. They will carry your corpse out of. So you have to leave now. Seriously.
You can imagine a woman in such toxic environment and you now expect her to try to change that man.
He will never change.
He will have to work on himself first.
Run, my sister.
Pray. You have to work.
Yes. So
they say, is it faith without works is dead? You need to work for it to take place, please.
My sister, run. I can never advise you to stay. You have to run.
Your children,
run, because they will kill you, and that man will come to your burial with another side chick. Like, oh God, my dearly wife, he's lying. He wanted you out of his life. That's why he killed you.
I asked a question. What causes the beating?
Yes, when a man
if a man has no money,
don't
you understand his temperament, because his temperament will be horrible. Avoid him completely.
Yes.
If the man has no money, avoid him, because his temperament is flag, as my brother said, will change.
There are some men that you
use the Nigerian flag. If you use another country's flag,
there are some men you avoid
in his pocket, and there's no way he will get the money. So what you do as a woman is that avoid him. Don't ask him anything. In fact, don't even request for anything.
Why would my lovely husband come home and I sight him seeing that he's so worried? Why won't I go to my lovely husband like, honey, why are you like this? And you want to raise your hand, like, because I just asked you a simple question. No, when you don't care, when you stop asking, like, what's going on in your life, they will think maybe you have someone outside. That's why you don't care about them or something.
So when you understand that at any point in time your husband has no money, he will be violent, he will be quarrelsome, there will be trouble. Do what? Don't ask him for money at that time because it will bring problem. That is not avoiding him. And when you want to ask him, oh honey, what is your problem? What is happening to you? You are not looking bright. Don't go as if you are quarreling. He will not answer. Reduce your voice. Change your tone so that he will understand that you care. That's what I'm trying to say. My answer is that what causes the beating? So anything that will cause the man to beat you, avoid it. That's what I said.
Another thing that causes beating is when a man marries a girl that he doesn't love, like forcefully. Maybe the girl got pregnant accidental, like let me say out of wedlock, and he did not want to stay with this lady. He will beat you.
So don't marry out of pity.
I'm telling you. No,
Yes.
I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. He will beat you. Maybe he wants you out of his house to bring the person that he loves, and you say, I will stay, see this house, I will not leave. My dear, you go come up for that, they will kill you.
And you're saying you will not live in faith that the relationship will work
If
out.
you don't want to live in peace, you will live in pieces.
Hi everyone, thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on all our social media platforms. Thank you guys. Bye.